How's it going? I'm Seth with the Courtney.
Hi, Seth. You all right?
Doing good. I'm here with Courtney, the star of the film here, one of the big stars. So first question I have for you. Obviously, sharks are misunderstood creatures. Do you think Tucker is also misunderstood?
Yeah, of course I do. But, I mean, I don't know that Tucker's redeemable in any way. I think he sees himself as an apex predator and sort of, inherently belongs in this space, and it's not necessarily his fault when things come into his orbit that he needs to hunt. But of course, when you're talking about killing many human beings, it's things get a little morally ambiguous.
That's awesome. Well, this is your first true horror film. Where you played a Hannibal Lecter serial killer type. So what was the biggest challenge of that?
I don't know really. If that lives within the genre, I think the challenge with anything is just, I don't know, trying to find the balance with any character. This character was written in such a colourful way that I really wanted to make sure it wasn't washed over in any kind of evil, paintbrush. It's there's a lot of richness to this role, and I just hope to bring that out. I hope that his tenderness is evident. I hope that there's just different qualities to him that they were the avenues through which I found kind of empathy for the character, and I hope that gives the audiences something that's dynamic.
One last quick question. So obviously you said you want to be Captain Boomerang again. Since we are talking about sharks here today, who do you think wins in a fight, Captain Boomerang or King Shark?
How does it feel to be the character?
You didn't get to fight him in Suicide Squad.
I don't know, man. Sharks are pretty scary. Boomerang ain't scary, dude. He's kind of useless, which is why I love him so much.
That's perfect. Well, thank you for your time. Congrats on it all. Of course. How's it going? I'm Seth with the Courtney. Seth, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Congrats on the movie.
Thank you, man.
So, while filming this thing, what was the biggest challenge you faced, or is there a memory or moment on set that you will be stuck with you for the rest of your life?
The harness work was probably the hardest. I was up there for 2 or 3 days, and it's quite physically demanding, but it was really fun in the same way, because how often you get to swing on a crane on a harness. But that's probably the hardest.
That's awesome. I know everybody's asked you about sharks, so there's other creature features like Lake Placid, things like that. So do you have a non-shark favorite creature feature that is you always love watching?
God, that's a great question. Gremlins, I guess.
Perfect. That's Gremlins is the perfect answer.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I watched that a lot as a kid and freaked me out. But I love that. Gremlins.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of tonight. Seth with the Courtney. Seth, how are you doing today?
I'm really good.
Congrats on all of this. This is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I watched The Loved Ones last night. Traumatized me. So, question for you: since you've used a drill, a knife, all these different weapons, what was it about sharks that seemed like the best weapon to use next?
Well, I mean, I'd never seen it before where, sharks are basically man's weapon in this, they've been demonised in so many other films, but in this it's that's the weird thing about Tucker. He actually doesn't, maybe he does one kill, by his own hand, but most of the time it's the sharks that are doing it, but, he chums the water and they're manipulated.
I know you used real sharks for a lot of the filming and things like that. So, and you filmed out in the open ocean. So, what was it did you gain a newfound respect for sharks? Was there something that you learned about them that you didn't know before that you would like people to know?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of facts in the film that I didn't. I mean, I knew they didn't kill that many people per year, but it was really interesting to find out that it's less than 10, and it's always an accident. They think that we're a seal, and also people are so terrified of them, but there are millions of deaths each year that come from mosquito bites, and also the shark cage diving industry, how they will chum the waters illegally to guarantee that sharks turn up for their customers, but now sharks associate boats with food. So there's actually a lot of genuine education in this film, and Tucker is weirdly a shark conservationist at the same time as as a serial killer. It's just such an interesting mix, and I think all that goes back to his shark attack as a child, and his backstory is a much longer conversation.
Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
I'm doing great. Thank you.
It's so awesome to meet you. Congrats on all of this.
Thank you.
So, first question for you. What is it about Zephyr that makes her the ultimate competition for Tucker? Why do you think she is the perfect fit for his evilness?
Well, I think she's the Marlin, right? And game recognized game. He realizes that she's switched on, and she's kind of a shark in a way too, and kind of the perfect adversary.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. And next question, obviously your character gets put through the ringer, like goes through hell.
Yeah.
So was there something that you overcame recently or a challenge while filming this project, or just in general, where you're like, oh, I finally did it, I got through it all?
Yeah, I think I was really proud by the end of we did a couple weeks of night shoots in the ocean, and we didn't shoot any of it in tanks, we're in open water. And yeah, there were some nights I was scared, shark, it's Australia, and I'm in the ocean at night. So many things to be afraid of.
What was like the scariest thing that you saw at night?
Not at night, but in the daytime, one of our beloved stunt guys was holding on the back of a sled and got pulled into the water by a shark, bit his fin and pulled him underwater. So there was some activity. There was some encounter with wildlife. He was okay, but it was, it made me realize, it's scary. We're out there in
water.
it.
Yeah. So was there something that you learned then about sharks that, like a newfound appreciation for them while filming this project?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always had a love and a reverence of sharks, and I think one of the things I really love and appreciate about this movie is that it makes you question who the dangerous animals are, and that we need to probably protect sharks more than we do.
I agree. And last question for you: what do you want people to take away from your character?
I hope everyone just in Zephyr sees that and feels that fight. And, she's dealt with a lot of adversity, but she never gives up. She's that Marlin, no matter what. You just keep fighting and just keep showing up and give him hell.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Congrats on all this, and
thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Composer on here. So what was the challenge of making something, as obviously you have films like Jaws and Deep Blue Sea, so what was the biggest challenge for you to come up with your own little theme for this one?
Well, you just nailed it. That is the challenge. There's so many well-known, let's say, underwater scores, and some of them are the most iconic film scores to have ever been created. So that in itself is a challenge. I think for us, though, we were trying to, under Sean's direction, we're creating something new, and we were really starting from scratch. And it's rather than orchestra, but let's do that. We're just no, we started building each individual sound up. So analog synths, pieces of bent metal, we had some drums, we had pieces of wood, we had a string orchestra, and we were just trying to do things that we hadn't heard before and scare the crap out of us. And then, if I could scare him on a Zoom call, then I thought, okay, all right, we're on to something now.
So do you have a favorite sequence then in the film that your score just absolutely hits? It was this is the perfect moment.
I don't know if I have a favorite. It's definitely a journey. I'm very satisfied with the journey because the score does start really small. Almost that you don't even necessarily notice it's there, and then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think hopefully the satisfaction is just getting to the end. And if you're exhausted in the audience, if you feel like you've just come off a roller coaster, I'll be happy.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Well, congrats on all this. Is there anything you want people to know? Anything last words before it hits theaters next week?
Just go and see it. It's like the film. Obviously it's amazing. It needs everybody's support, and the thing is, you're in for a great ride. It's a great night. Go see it.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Congrats on all this, and can't wait for everyone to see it.
Yeah, thanks.
Of course. Nice to meet you too.